welcoming the yellow,
the planet, the yellow.
Yeah, thank you.
That's the most powerful and basic meditation. You know, many people who, newcomers usually believe, okay, wow, I go to a meditation seminar, I must use my brain fully and focus and think a lot. No, it's the opposite. It's the opposite. It's very funny. In a way, to become a high consciousness, you have to become a vegetable. Yes, because the world is sick not of not enough thinking. The world is sick of too much thinking. And there is a thunderstorm, Hurricane Andrew, in every brain on this earth, bombarded by the media, the power, the military education. When you're a child, it's peaceful. But when you grow up, the education brings you down by making you think and think about it. What are saying the journalists on in the TV? Think about it. You must think seriously. That's killing the world. We must let it be, let it go. And this meditation of emptiness, it's so easy to think more, but so difficult to think less. And thinking less is harmony. To stop thinking, we are intelligent, okay? We are born with a genetic code which makes us intelligent. So we don't have to make effort. I want to be more intelligent. No, we are. When you try to be more intelligent, you are stupid. You can try. It's an absolute truth. The more you try to be intelligent, the more stupid you are. Try to be stupid, and then you will become very intelligent. You know, it's incredible the way the brain works. If you know it, sometimes you make a decision. We all have decisions to make constantly. Sometimes you make important decisions in your life, and you think, oh, wow, this is you must think about it, all your friends, your family, all the experts. Experts are so funny. They are the worst people on earth, experts. We say, but now you must think about it, and there is a special way to think about it, and we must find new technique to think about it, and then you are lost. And you make a decision, and it's a bad decision usually. And after you say, but my first feeling was the opposite. And you say, I should have followed my first feeling. Huh? You all had this experience? I had the feeling I must do that, but then after thinking and reading and thinking and more thinking, I took another decision, and mistake. And you should, why didn't I? Because your brain, in autopilot, when you don't think, instantly, if there is any new challenge in your life, just relax, don't think, what is better? And your brain automatically, naturally, bring you to the right decision. Of course, it's good to take some advice and compare and see, but the first feeling, most of the time, if you are healthy, in a healthy brain and healthy body, most of the time the first feeling is good. Why? Because the brain is faster than you. The brain itself, the consciousness, it's faster than your brain. And analyze very, very quickly, the consciousness is connected to the universe, to infinity of possibility. We have a supercomputer here, and a slow computer here, old Amiga computer in the back, but the consciousness is a super mega computer. But we doubt about it, and we say, wait a minute, I must think about, well, let's use the old one. And that make always mistake. So meditation helps to train yourself to be back to consciousness. When you make silence in this thunderstorm of thought, which is destroying your life, so many stimulation at the same time, which make it difficult to focus on something, silent. To make a silent brain require a lot of effort. And so when you reach the silence, the inner silence, good, the inner silence, then everything becomes clear and peaceful. And you can, it's difficult, it's very difficult to really reach a total brain silence. And you can train yourself to be slow, because it's connected with the speed. Everything must be fast. Everybody asks you to move fast, to think fast, to process fast, to eat fast, to sleep fast, to make love fast. The world is sick of speed and accumulation of stress. When you take time by creating this inner silence. Nothing, no thought. You know, I think Nicole did yesterday, train yourself to the meditation of nothing. That the most powerful meditation and the most difficult. You know, because when you start, if you reach at the beginning 1 second with no thought, that's great. Be happy with that. It's very difficult. Most of the time, beginners cannot. Because when you think about, yes, now I am trying to be silent, you are not silent. Because you are thinking, I want to be silent. So the real emptiness meditation, there is nothing, not even the thought of emptiness. Because if you think, I want my brain to be empty, to have no feeling, no thinking, you still have thinking. So the real emptiness is without even the idea of emptiness. That's difficult. Very difficult, but you can do it. It requires a lot of effort to really have no efforts. Because if you have effort, there is still a feeling. There is still a thought. No thought is nothing. And not even the word nothing. Because if you think about the word nothing, it's something. Nothing is nothing. Not black, because if you visualize black, yeah, it helps to slowly trim all the thought. You start to trim half and another half, and so at the end, but if you reach the black idea, it's still black. And nothing is not black or not white. Nothing is nothing without the word. I know it's difficult, but you really train yourself to have nothing without the idea of nothing, without thinking of emptiness, without any effort trying to avoid any thought, then you reach it. And then it's a complete harmony and silence. And it's easy. When you reach it, you realize how easy it is to be a vegetable. And that's what we need. Vegetables are peaceful. Vegetables don't hurt anybody. Vegetables are good for health if you eat, better than meat. So, to become a carrot, I love carrots. To become, I don't know, onion, to become, but without the image of onion, huh? Because if you have the image of onion, it's too much. To really become, vegetable is good. I love trees, you know, I cannot live in a, that's why I love Japan, because I have many trees. I love trees. Trees are always in meditation. With the wind, the trees are never fast, huh? You don't see trees crossing, running. Trees, they are born somewhere, and they move with the wind. Sometimes they feel like having sex, so they have little flowers coming. And they don't even work to have sex, no. They wait for some butterfly to come and do the job, bring their sperm to another one. Harmony. All trees are Buddha for me. I love trees. Look at trees and plants, they are all Buddha. They are all just being, doing. That's what you try to become, a tree, a carrot, a cabbage, anything you like. And of course we prefer big sequoia, but I like a carrot. I don't know, I like carrots. Carrots are good. Because many bunny want to eat carrots, so I love it. So that's my obsession. And so, and licking. Licking is good, huh? Good to lick a carrot. So, emptiness is the silence. The world is sick of too much thinking and too much speed, being slow. try to be slow with your car also. I know I love race cars, but I don't drive. I didn't touch the wheel of a car for 4 years now. Hard to believe. I am not, many people come and say, right, I have a new Lamborghini, want to try? No. Angel, he has a beautiful Maserati, want to? No, I'm not interested. I don't feel, I love slow now. I have to be slow. Maybe aging? I think it's not aging, because on the computer I'm still very fast, huh, John? But no, I enjoy slow, being slow, enjoying every second of life, being very slow. Or if I want, I can be fast. But enjoying being slow. Walking slowly like the monk, thinking slowly, emptiness, speaking slowly. Well, why do we have to hurry when we talk? You don't have to. You know, of course it's good to say good things. But if what you say in 10,000 words can be said in 100, better to use only 100. Because you are stealing the time of other people that they can use for meditation or happiness. Or when you talk, if you talk to other people, try to make it short and precise and good and full of love. And so if what you say in 100 words can be said in 10 words, it's better. And if what you said in 10 words can be said in 1, it's even better. But if the silence is more beautiful than this word, keep silent. You don't need words to give love. Just with your eyes. And remember, one image is more powerful than 10,000 words. So why wasting 10,000 words if I just look at you and send you my love? Do you feel it? I don't have to talk. Of course, you came to the seminar, and if I stay 1 week without speaking, you will be disappointed because you want me to talk a little. But remember, the silent time can be more powerful than the words. And speak only if your words are more beautiful than the silence. That's what I always try to do. If what you say is less beautiful than the silence, better to keep silent. At least you look intelligent. Because as soon as you speak, oops, sometimes it's a problem. And we are betrayed by our words. It's very difficult to have words which really express what we think. Very difficult. So by being silent and say, wait a minute, I don't want to be misunderstood, I will carefully pick my words. Like that you listen to the other person, like Meran said yesterday. Listen until he has finished. And then you said 1 or 2 words. That's enough. 3 maybe. And you let the other talk. Because this word also, many people talk and nobody listens. So the mission you have is to listen to other people and ask questions, listen, let them express themselves. And by being, you teach more than by talking and talking and talking. We are not like the Christian missionary. My brother, come with me, the truth is with us. No. We listen. We are the little bell. We meditate. We give love. We are slow. Try to be as slow as possible. When you are slow, you are very fast with the power of your brain. When you are fast with your body and with your tongue and with your brain, it's a cloud of confusion and illusion. Illusion and joy, the speed and the overstimulation. But to destroy illusion, you come back to the silence. Come back to silence. And silence protects you from illusion. So slowly thinking, slowly moving. When it's necessary, you still can do it. Only when it's necessary. When is it necessary to be fast? Not often, if you really think about it. Not often. You can have a very slow life, and the time is going by at the same speed. Huh? You can run or move like a turtle. One day is still 24 hours. And 1 year is still 365 days. Run or meditate and be slow and harmonious and happy. You don't make the time different. You just enjoy it more. Because many things you cannot see when you are too fast, suddenly you realize. So many people are surprised when they, I had children, now they're adults, they are leaving the house, I didn't have time to take care of them. I didn't realize because they were too busy running after money and power, and one day they say, wow, I'm 65, 70, I will die soon. What did I do in my life? It's going fast. But not you. If you take the time, you can make the same, not the same, much better things on the earth by being slow. Albert Einstein was a genius, even if the relativity was wrong partly. He was a genius. He had very bad results at school because he was too slow. And all the geniuses are slow because they take time to really let the truth come to their brain. Not hyperactive, slow, and taking time to... You can miss many opportunities of important discovery if we are too fast. You can miss many opportunities of meeting maybe the most important person in your life, either for philosophical, as a philosophical guide or as sexual partners. Maybe you are too fast and you didn't see one man or one woman who could have been one of the most beautiful partners for a few years of your life. But because you are fast, you didn't see. When we are fast, we don't see. We rush, we run, and we forget to see. And sometimes, suddenly, your father and your mother die. Oh, I didn't take the time to tell. There is a beautiful song to tell to my father I love him before he died. Take the time. You have the same number of hours in a day, same numbers of days in a year, and same number of years in your life. But enjoy every second of it by being slow, like the bell. And then your brain, with this meditation of emptiness, work very, very, very much better. Then all the neurons can connect. Instead of being bombarded and disturbed by many stimulation, when you make the silence in your brain, it's not silent, it's harmonious. And working harmoniously to balance everything. And then you can make incredible discovery. Find the energy to make incredible things by being silent, by being quiet, by creating peace, deep harmony, like in a deep ocean inside your brain. That's the way to have a supercomputer, not only in the consciousness, but everywhere. That's what your consciousness is trying to do, but you don't listen. Your consciousness is trying to make all the brain a supercomputer. But education, media, powers, everything from outside is slowing down the brain. So there is a fight between consciousness and the outside world, which is disturbing, which is creating fear, which is creating war, which is creating conflict, outer conflict and inner conflict, because they are connected. One of the most evil sentence I ever heard was from George Bush. Poor guy. I have a lot of compassion for him. When he said, you are either with me, with us, or against us. Wow! That's completely the opposite of we are one. You are either with us or against us. And what is terribly disappointing is not one leader in the world had the courage to say, we are not with you. They all say, oh, wait a minute, America is powerful, we must be afraid. We are with you. No, we are not with you. We are not against you, but we are not with you. When you say these kind of things which divide, You are either with us or against us. Same, the Muslim or the Jews or every religion, we say you are either with us or against us. Terrible. Same with the race. You're either with the white or against the white. No, we are one. And that's this unification is come from a peaceful mind. If George Bush could have seated a little bit and make a silence and say, wait a minute, a few terrorists will not change the spirit and mind of America, country of freedom, peace, liberation. We must keep this wonderful value and spread it. We must help the Palestinians. We must help the people suffering in the world instead of sending bombs, sending armies everywhere. It could have made a big difference. And now all the world would love America. The poor American citizen cannot travel now in many countries because many people hate American. That's terrible. That's just division. And unification is making us one. And that's, you only can reach that by silence, peace, meditation, being in a peaceful state of mind through meditation.